Hey and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is still Kinga, but I haven't made a single YouTube video in about 3 or 4 months. And I was still getting subscribers, so I thought I should definitely just, send out a signal that I'm still alive, I'm still here, even though a bit inactive. I also thought that maybe in this video I could just reflect on the last 2 years in the life of my YouTube channel. Because about 2 years ago, or coming up to 2 years, actually, was when I got divorced in 2020. I think it was April when we had the discussion with my ex that maybe we should go separate ways, although we loved each other and we're still best friends. And then I think the whole, official document arrived sometime in the beginning of that summer. And everything, obviously my whole life turned around, and I knew that I needed to make another turn. I needed to turn my life around again to sort of not to get back to how I was before or what felt normal, but more like, finding a new direction in life for me and to reinvent the person I am or the person I want to become. And obviously that was the initial thought behind starting a YouTube channel is sort of to document the whole process of me reinventing myself and finding new directions and just thriving or hoping to thrive as a new me and rebuilding or building myself back up again kind of thing. But I think in reality, the first year right after divorce was a grieving process for me. Even though I was very positive and sure about divorce being a good thing in both of our lives, and I knew it even back then that we would benefit highly from it in our relationship as well. And that actually turned out to be true. But I wasn't really prepared for a grieving process. I didn't know, I wasn't aware that even though I was so sure about this decision, I would still need to go through grieving. Now I know. And what a difficult year it was. And, obviously with all the basic difficulties that come right after divorce is like, the fact that I moved out and then having to find a new place and then, finding an extra job, like all those material everyday stuff. It can be a struggle and it can be difficult, but on the other hand, you also have to deal with the emotional struggle, the emotional pain that you're going through. And I wasn't prepared for it. And it hit me really hard. And I went through depression. There was a couple of times when I honestly made peace with going for the option of killing myself. I actually found peace in taking my life. And then because of many things, and I might make another video about it, but I think I spoke about it in previous videos, because of different reasons I actually didn't kill myself at the end. And I was happy to survive through the first winter, which hit me extra hard because in the winter of 2020, going into 2021, we didn't see the sun for like 3 or 4 months straight. There was no sun. I live in Sweden. And obviously that didn't affect my mood in a positive way either. It obviously contributed to my depression a lot, the lack of sun. But, just everything just hit me at the same time, like losing my home, losing my cat, losing my ex-husband. Obviously, I still kept the best friend part, but still for a long while we couldn't really connect because he was going through his pain, I was going through my pain, and even though he would have been the first person for me to call and rely on and help me through it, he was not able to be there for me because at the same time he was suffering as well, understandably. And the financial struggles and just, you know, like everything, it was pretty difficult. And so in this time, for me to make those videos was more like instead of me being able to guide other people and show you the way and inspire you, it was more about a self-help tool for myself, helping myself through the whole process and not killing myself and, you know, finding the way back to life kind of thing. But I was happy to be able to inspire others through some of the videos. I got some nice messages that a couple of you found those videos pretty helpful because you could relate, you went through similar situations or whatever. So looking back the past 2 years, the first year was this very difficult, very hard, me just feeling sorry for myself, grieving kind of process and just being at the lowest of the lowest. And I think the second year is about really, really finding myself and doing a lot of stuff that I would have never done before. And doing a lot of stuff because, doing a lot of stuff that I didn't need to do myself before because I had my husband to do it for me or help me with it. And now all of a sudden there were so many things that I had to do by myself, or I had to learn, you know, how to take care of my car, how to top up the engine oil. And, you know, I mean, obviously these are minuscule things, but at a point when you're just standing there and you have no idea, they can look daunting. Or like how to change a light in the car, and the light bulbs or whatever you call them. So there were many challenging, difficult moments for me, but also overcoming these obstacles and having to learn to do a lot of stuff that I would have never had to do before, or finding other people to do it for me. It just helped me to gain more self-confidence on the way. And there have been some trips as well that I took last year. I went to Amsterdam a couple of times. I made some new friends. I started a new side business. I got some extra jobs. So it's like, it looks like that I am now coming back to life and I am now building myself back up again. But obviously it has its struggles at the same time, and I am still dealing with winter depression. I have now found better tools maybe to deal with it, and I can be a bit more conscious about it. And I think I'm starting to crack the code of the whole happy, unhappy kind of state. And I think one of the biggest challenge living this part of the world is how everything and how the whole society is emphasizing on individualism and not relying on others and just, you know, focusing on yourself and kind of closing out the outer world in a way. Without going into too much details in this video, I just wanted to say that I think that's actually one of the main causes of unhappiness is because we focus too much on ourselves. And this is something that I really felt during Christmas, being all alone in my apartment, and because my ex wasn't here anymore. He moved back to Hungary and he already found love and all that. I'm really happy for him, but at the same time it felt like a second phase of losing him, my best friend, because first I kind of lost, you know, the marriage part, and I lost him as a husband, but then I physically lost him as well, because obviously he left the country, we couldn't hang out anymore, and him being in a new relationship also meant that we were not talking that much anymore, or we are not talking that much anymore. So that was like the second round of losing him. And that was pretty hard as well. And also like completely being alone. Not completely, because I have friends, but like, you know what I mean by being alone for Christmas, like not having a family around you. But I don't really celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve when I'm alone. So I just try to pretend that it's just a normal everyday week or day. But this Christmas I was like, you know what? I could be like sitting here alone and feeling sorry and sad for myself. But instead of that, what if I change my focus? What if instead of focusing on my sorrow or my sad life or whatever, or my whatever, what if I put the focus on other people? There's gotta be other people whose life situation is even harder or more difficult or even more sad than mine, and what if I was helping them instead? So I reached out to a couple of charity organizations and asked them to help me find opportunities to just go somewhere and even just give out food, or I don't know, hug someone or help them with whatever. So at least for a day or two, I could be doing something good for others, and maybe that could make me feel good as well at the same time. And also, most importantly, for that couple of hours, I wouldn't be focusing on myself. So I started to think that, maybe that could be happiness, or that could contribute to happiness, is when you change your focus. And instead of just thinking that your whole life is about you, you could contribute to other people's happiness. And I love this quote from Neil Donald Walsh. He said, "Your life is not about you, but about everyone whose life you touch, and about the way in which you touch them." And obviously, this quote really touched me when I heard it, but I don't think I completely digested it back then. But now I really want to live according to this truth that he said. And so I'm changing a lot of things in my thinking process, and the way I live, or whatever, you get the point. Anyway, I also decided that 2022 is going to be my year. I'm gonna make a lot of things happen, and hopefully I'm gonna find love as well. I mean, I dated a lot in the past 1.5 years or something, like a lot. There have been many guys traveling even to come and see me from all over the world, like literally from all over the world. And it's been fun. I made a lot of new friends in the process. I haven't found love in that sense. And I mean, I haven't found anyone that I thought I would like to spend the rest of my life with, but I found some really, really cool, valuable, interesting, lovely, amazing people out there. And as I mentioned previously, I've done a lot of stuff that I would have never done before. I tried some some light drugs as well, which I would have been completely against of. I even went to Amsterdam to it wasn't the main reason for me to go to Amsterdam, but while I was there, I also attended a hash brownie baking workshop. I made the vegan version. I was high for 24 hours. It was an experience. I'm happy that I tried it. I will never do it again because I overdosed on it, apparently. I had some crazy symptoms or side effects or whatever. And I will make a video on this because it was really funny. And you know, just the fact of me traveling around, flying, you know, with my fear of flying, you know, flying all over the place alone, it also gave me confidence. And I think I slowly got to the point where I wasn't scared of flying anymore. So that was a huge achievement. But we're still talking about 2 or 3 hours trips, right? So I still haven't left Europe, basically. I don't know how I would feel about going on a long trip, like 8 or 10 hours or whatever. But that's to be explored maybe this year. And I also took the vaccines. It was something that I was very, very against. But I just decided, because of my travel, it was kind of necessary, so I decided to change my whole vibration about it and not to feel negatively towards vaccines, but, you know, have like a positive attitude. And I was like telling myself that it's actually what my body needs, and it contributes to my health in a good way and all that kind of stuff. And because I thought it would be very important for me to go and get the vaccines with a positive mindset and attitude, and obviously not to be against it and not to have this discord in me. So I did that. I survived the vaccines, and I haven't taken the third one, though. I don't think I will. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully this video or the comment section is not going to turn into a vaccine, anti-vaccine kind of war, because that wasn't my point. Yeah, I think it was an exciting and a very difficult past 2 years, but I'm looking forward to a more exciting, deeper, more meaningful, more passionate, more loving, more colorful and happier 2022. And I wish you, all of you, to have an amazing year. It's definitely gonna be my year, and hopefully it's gonna be your year as well, but I just know deep down that a lot of cool stuff is going to happen to me. And if you still want to follow me and my channel, then please do so. Subscribe, hit the notification, the bell sign or whatever, to get a notification every time I publish a video, and I promise that I will be a bit more regular on here. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.